चरितामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीं अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे गुरुवारविन्दाय कपालनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ज्ञानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः।
Verse number 27. प्रकृते क्रियमाणानि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः अहंकार विमूढात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते तत्त्ववित्तु महाबाहो गुणकर्म विभागयोः गुणा गुणेषु वर्तन्त इति मत्वा न सज्जते प्रकृतेर्गुणसम्मूढाः सज्जन्ते गुणकर्मसु तान् कृष्णविदो मन्दान् कृष्णविन्न विचालयेत् As we saw in the previous class, what is ahankara? It is not arrogance, simple. Identification with physio-psycho-complex is ahankara. Taking oneself to be body-mind complex, that is ahankara. And once I take myself as a body, then all the qualities of body are imputed upon the self. Body is male or female, I become male, female. Body is young or old, I become young or old. This is all Prakriti Guna Sammudhaha. Please understand, ego is not a vastu. People say, be egoless. What is this, be egoless? They advise, you should destroy the ego. It is not something to be destroyed. It is not something to be advised or commanded. This is purely ignorance cost. You need to learn. And why they don't get attached? This is the last word where we have to see that. Is aham prakrute gunasammuddhaha sajjante. No, the previous line. Tattvavittu mahabaho gunakarma vibhagayoho guna guneshu vartanta iti matva na sajjate. Na sajjate means they don't become attached. Now please understand the word attachment. This is also one of the most misunderstood words. And Swami's advice, you should have detachment. As though one loves to have attachment. In fact, the fellow has a problem because of attachment. He himself is not happy with the self-attachment and comes to Swami and tells you should not have attachment. What is this? It doesn't solve the problem. Atma by nature is asanga. I am unattached. Being the substratum of the superimposed identity, there is no detachment necessary to be done. I am asangaha, that is my nature. As I said yesterday, day before, this knowledge is very unique. In a sense, what I want to know, that I want to become. In all other discipline of knowledge, I don't want to become what I want to know. I may learn physics. I don't want to become particles. I may learn chemistry. I don't want to become chemical, and much less the student of zoology and doing research on the election symbol of Republican Party. The donkey doesn't want to become donkey. Nobody wants to be. Here, I am not simply interested in knowing that there is some Atma. Everybody knows. Every Indian knows. You just should read some newspaper. Every day there is one advertisement. So and so great man passed away. And down below these are some 10-12 verses. Nainam chindanti shastra. Najayate mriyate va. All these verses they write. Here, what I want to know is what I want to become. That being the case, that which is the nature of the self, I should be relatively like self. Relatively. Atma is Ananda, I should be relatively Ananda. Atma is Shantam, Shivam, Sundaram, I should be relatively Shantam. Self is a Sangha, I need to become. How to become? Listen, to be a Sangha means to be objective. The subjectivity only causes Sangha. What is subjectivity? Either our strong likes and dislikes. That I want it this way only. The struggle comes when I don't live a factual life. Factual life with reference to relationship, factual life with reference to life situations. I can't accept why this situation is there in my life. There is a struggle. And another Sangha, another objectivity is inner strength to do what is to be done. See, surrender, there is a bhakti. It's not simply going to temple, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. That is okay. Surrender is because every moment there is a Mahabharata. The obtaining situation which is in an order dictates to me, tells me, I have been blessed with a common sense that I should be doing this. The common sense, one side that is my common sense and wisdom, on the other side is my likes and dislikes and fancies and ambitions and greed and all those. That is Mahabharata. Inside, always. Every moment there is a Mahabharata. On road there is Mahabharata. If you are stopped by a crossing red light, should I one side go, other side no? Mahabharata. This Mahabharata, I have a freedom of choice. I am not programmed like animals. Cows don't have a choice. Dogs don't have a choice. Lion don't have a choice. There is a program. It behaves exactly that it is designed to be. It has no choice. So therefore they don't have conflicts. You see, the human mind is always full of conflicts because of this knowledge and choice. Struggle between the knowledge and choice. We will see in this chapter further. Lord Arjuna asked, why does one commit sin? Asa kena prayuktoyam papam. Bhagavan says there is nothing outside force. Arjuna says there is some external force which pushes the person to do wrong, to err. Bhagavan says there is no external, it is inside. It is exactly like airlines, They make this announcement. If the oxygen pressure comes down, this plane mask will come down. Every time they announce. I have not seen that pressure so far. Thank God, I am saved for that. And we don't wish anyone sees it. But there is here pressure. Pressure of strong values. Pressure of likes and dislikes. Pressure of ambition. This mark. And I have a freedom to choose. In these moments, when I have a choice, either I go by what is right or wrong, or I go by my fancy. Listen to the sentence. To surrender my choice, to surrender my free will to what is proper is surrender. The situation is Ishvara. When we say God is everywhere, the life situation is Ishvara. And this world is Ishvara when we say these different laws, the order of the creation which sustains the creation. There is a gravitational law that is Ishvara. Surya is Ishvara, Chandra is Ishvara. So also the order of dharma, order of duty is also Ishvara. Capacity to see that is called living in the awareness of Ishvara. To do prayer is one thing, and to live prayerfully is this thing. Not simply holding mala and doing how are you? Where were you? And this goes on. Then it becomes a paralysis, not mala. They have a paralysis about the finger. That's not. Living in awareness of Ishvara is not simply doing japa, seeing the situation as an order of Ishvara and surrendering my free will to what is proper, that is in awareness of Ishvara. With that attitude, I am surrendering to Ishvara. That itself becomes bhakti and that itself is Karmayoga. And that objectivity is asangata. If I can have spaced out myself with reference to a given situation. Spacing out means less insistence is about how the thing should and should not be. I have that heart to accept the things as I meet with. I don't mean to say that doesn't mean, I don't mean to say you shouldn't have ambition and desire. Have it. Work for it. But when you meet with that, after your efforts, there is a space to accept that. Anasakti is Vairagya, Vairagya is objectivity, and Vairagya is not an action. Vairagya is maturity. Don't think running away is Vairagya. Vairagya is not physical. The expression can be physical, but Vairagya has to be cognitive. It is a cognitive vastu. And ultimately a discovery that this Vairagya, this is the first level of Vairagya, that I have a necessary objectivity, necessary inner strength to surrender to Dharma. I don't surrender to my fancies. I don't surrender to my likes and dislikes. This practice in course of time, the whole chemistry of likes and dislikes, chemistry of ambition and everything undergoes a change. Then it effortlessly person commits to what is proper, that is Rama. Ramo Vigrahavan Dharma. Invoking Rama, Hanumanji is telling the chest, and that is means I am the one who would effortlessly, spontaneously commit to Dharma. Beginning, yes, there is a conflict. I told you other day, like Gandhiji, I am sure, must have had a conflict in speaking truth. He had a battle. The day he decided, tomorrow onwards I will speak truth, he didn't become Satyavadi next day. That Mahabharata went on in his mind. After some time, Gandhiji effortlessly spoke truth. And what is the strength? Shakti. I become incapable. I am incapacitated to do untruth. Gandhiji couldn't speak untruth. Yudhishthira was an epistle. He couldn't speak Ashwatthama Hataha. Your own incapacity with yourself to side adharma is a strength. And extreme is Duryodhana. Janami dharmam nachame prabham. Incapacity to commit dharma. Incapacity to withdraw from adharma. That is Duryodhana. That is a strength that I become incapacitated by certain deliberate life where I just can't but do what is proper, spontaneously. Formally, instinctively people do wrong. Later on, spontaneously they do what is proper. That is surrender. That is asangata, first level. Second level, asangata is what? Vairagya. To discover what I want and what I do, there is no connection. Nasti akrataha krutena. Parikshalokan karmachitan brahmano nirvedamayat. Nasti akrataha krutena. The same thing Arjuna told. Nahi prapashyami mamapanudya yachhokamucho shanamindriyanam avapya bhuma vasapatna vruddham rajyam suranam apichalita. Even if you offer me kingdom of all the three lokas, I don't see. They can make me free from sense of self-insufficiency, self-discontentments, the lack of sense of not at homeness with myself in spite of all these achievements. That is Vairagya. That is you. Please understand, all these values is you. They are to be just owned up. Satyam is Atma, Arjavatvam is Atma, Vairagya is Atma. Because asangata. You have not to follow the values, you have to own it up because it is your nature. And since it is your nature, when you adhere to values, you are at home. The mind is free from conflicts and stress and all those things. The values are nothing but expression of the self at mental level. Atma is Ananda. Atma is Ananta. How does the happiness, Ananda, manifest at mind? That is love. Manifestation of Ananda is love. Manifestation of Ananda is fullness. Whenever you are happy, there is no complaint. Absorbing happiness, there is full. I am okay. Even happy with a person, I have seen the spouse fighting. It goes on, and once the truce takes place, somehow then each one apologizes. You know, and that fellow says, I am very short-tempered. No, you are okay. Every wife thinks that my husband is too simple, which is not true by the way. and then he tells her, and she says, you know, but I have no control on my tongue, you know, I blabber out so many things. No. You say, but you are very good at heart. He tells to her. With all limitations, you become acceptable. Moment of happiness means no complaint. Momentary. Ananda. No reflection to any event that I have witnessed in the camp. Let me make a note. You know, few people started looking at each other. And sometimes I say, you see, I am just doing vanikaranam, okay? I just throw, from my past. I don't mean anybody here, okay? Don't misunderstand me. And they pass on, this is for you. Either this is for you. Coming back to this. Manifestation of Ananda at the mental level is love. And the manifestation of love in Vyavahara is compassion. Wise men will be compassionate. An expression of compassion at action level is giving. Therefore they say you should be giver. And you become a giver, that is yourself. You become a giver when you live a life of duty. If it's only my rights, then you are receiver. You become giver, become a contributor, relatively love to give, enjoy giving. That is you. The fullness is giving. Every mother is compassionate to her child. Total. Because there is love. And she is all giving because there is a love. That is Ananda. Therefore, point is, all these values are nothing but expression of the self. And the self is asanga. The wise man is asanga. Detachment is a fact. It is the so-called attachment is out of wrong thinking, improper way of looking at it, or due to some pressure here because of some desires, or some insecurity. People hold on to things out of their own insecurity. They hold on to people out of their insecurity. He says, wise man is asanga. And ultimately he concluded the section by saying, Prakrutehe gunasammudaha. Those fellows who are deluded by this Prakriti, this Maya, avidya, means those who are having ahankara, I sense. Sajjante gunakarmasu. They are attached to, committed to, they are involved into these different karmas. Tan, to those fellows who are the mandan, krasnavit, navita. We saw this in earlier month shlokas also. And again I remind you, see, wise men and ignorant both have ahankara. The difference is, wise man's ahankara is enlightened ego. There is a space. Wise man says, I will do it, he knows I am not a karta. Ignorant says, I am doing, that is when he means really I am a karta. That is because of identification. As long as there is a vyavhara, as long as one is alive, you cannot but have to use I, the vyavhara. You have to do karma. Body will act, mind will act, those karmas will go on. And when you act, there is awareness. What kind of space? What kind of awareness? Like the actor on the stage, saying that I am doing, but there is a space inside. He knows that doership is incidental to this role. Doership is nimittika. This is a nimitta, that I am playing this role and therefore I play the script. But as an individual, I am not the doer. Therefore, this Rishi mathematics, the beggar B is not separate from actor A. B is A, but A is not B. Actor A is not a beggar. That is why we say appearance of a beggar. So B is A. Wise man knows this body-mind complex is I as long as I reside here. But I am not physio-psycho-complex. You may say I am a guru, and if he is a married man, he may say like Janaka, etc., I am the king. I am the husband, I am wife, I am son, I am daughter, etc. But that self is not daughter. Self is not the king. Self is not this, that A is not. In fact, if you have that space, you can play that role better. Therefore, this is against that Peter's principle of management. You should be dissatisfied with the present position to grow. In fact, you can work better when you are self-content. Therefore, you see all these wise men working in a society, doing projects worth of crores of rupees, but they are always relaxed. Actor may cry on the stage, and the way he takes a dialogue, My God. The way he brings out the tears, my God. Coupled with the music, audience is crying. But he is smiling himself. He will wait, today I did it better. And he knows by begging on the stage, I am going to be richer. That awareness is there. He never takes, I will become again. You know, our ministers go everywhere. This Laluji, we have a character. First edition of Donald Trump, okay? We have exported Donald Trump. Originally we have this. So everything is Vedic. Hindus were everything, including in Donald. So this Laluji went to a mental hospital. And there were some patients to be released. By the way, for your information, okay? Doctor has told me, I have not first-hand experience, don't question, that those guys who are released get a certificate that he is a wise. We don't have. None of you have a certificate. He gets a certificate. Lalu went to distribute the certificate. And he was giving away, and one of the guy looked okay. So then Lalu had a question, how come this fellow was here? Looks okay. He said, what happened? Kya hua tha? Nothing. No, tell me, what was it? I just had some wrong thinking about myself. What happened? I was here for just 6 months. I said, but what happened? These guys were there for 5-10 years. What was the problem? He said, I was taking myself to be Lalu Prasad. Lalu felt insulted. This fellow takes himself to be Lalu, I am here. He said, you know me? I don't know. I am Lalu Prasad. This fellow winked the eye and said, it is good hospital, you will be okay. Coming back to this, fellow, Asangatvam is the nature of the self, and these are mandas, those who are committed to result of action. Mind is riddled with so much of desires. They don't live in present, they live in future. In a sense, it is easy to say, people advise, live in present. What is living in present? You should understand. Live in future meaning what? They think, if I have this, then I will be okay. Then it's okay. Then a self-image, my self-estimation will be perfect. And by the time they have, there is one more. By the time they have that, there is one more. This is called living in future. Even simple tip is people don't own up what they have. There is no time for what they have. He builds 5-bedroom house, but doesn't have a time to sleep in that bedroom. I have so much of traveling, Swami. Who uses the bedroom? My Tommy. Tommy sleeps on a bedroom every day with air condition. The fellow works like a donkey outside. To own up the riches, I don't mean to say you should just enjoy the bedroom. What I mean to say is, own up the self. So much of self-loath. I have not achieved, I have not done, I am no good, I am not... You are good. See what you have. That is called living in peace. Be happy for what you have. Whatever little precious little you have, own it up. These fellows can't own up. They are called mandaha. Manda means dull guys. Dull guys mean the one who don't look at it. To those guys, don't tell sarvam khalu idam brahma. Let them be. To to those people only this much Shastra should be given, that you better live a life of Dharma. You have your ambition, nothing wrong with it. But then, please fulfill those things through the proper means. And the means should be justified by Shastra. Having said so, he concludes this section, very interesting verse. And again, these verses confuse so many people. Look at the next one. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya madhyatma chetasa sanyasyadhyatma chetasa nirashir nirmamo bhutva युध्यस्व विगतज्वरः मयि सर्वाणि कर्माणि सन्न्यस्याध्यात्मचेतसा निराशीर्निर्ममो भूत्वा युध्यस्व विगतज्वरः Bhagavan says to Arjuna, hey Arjuna, yudhyasva, better fight, you fight it out. This, not understanding this, people say Krishna has done himself. I will see that. He says, you please fight. Fight means you do what is expected out of you to do. What behooves of you. What is proper for you, do that. And at this moment, that you should fight for dharma, that you should fight for justice, that you should fight for common man is your dharma. Better do that. That is expected. But how should I be doing? Arjuna, remember, we saw in the introduction of the chapter, Arjuna wants to take to life of sannyas, wants to run away. That's easy. When you are confronted with a situation, it is too hot for you to manage. Indians have a best way out. Take to sannyas. He has that samskara. Let me take to sannyas. Everybody says, no. Fight it out. But how? See, Gita doesn't, though there are statements that do. People say, Gita tells us that we should act. Gita talks about attitudinal change. Act also, but with a proper attitude. And that attitudinal change is not mandated in Gita, not even advised in Gita. Though grammatically this looks like a mandate, but this mandate is based on the teaching that Lord did it. After the teaching, Lord says, hey Arjuna, do this. Because he asked him, what should I be doing? Why are you pushing me? And for that matter, any attitudinal change should be backed by cognitive change. If not, it will not last. So Bhagavan, with reference to karma, talks of attitudinal change and ultimately attitudinal, not but cognitive change about the self. The fundamental confusion, fundamental error born out of ignorance, the self-knowledge. What is attitudinal change? He says, he had a complaint. Kasmin gore karmani mam niyojayasi Kesava. Oh Kesava, why are you pushing me to this gruesome action of killing? This attitude. Mai sarvani karmani sannyasya. Sannyasa means renunciation. Renounce all actions into me. That into me is important. Then he says, how can I renounce all the action into you? Adhyatma chetasa. What is Adhyatma Chetas? Here Adhyatma Chetas means with a proper attitude or with having proper understanding or discrimination. What should you be? Nirashihi. Asha means desires. Asha means expectation. Free from expectations. Nirmamaha. Without expectations and without ownership. Ownership. Mamakara. The sense of belonging to me. And yudhyasva. And another word is Vigata jvaraha, free from jvara. Jvara means fear, fever actually. But here the jvara is psychological jvara. Jvara is in terms of frustrations, in terms of anger, in terms of non-expressions. So fourfold attitudinal change Bhagavan is telling you. 1. Sarva karma sannyasa. Second, free from expectations. Third, free from mamakara, minus. And fourth, free from frustrations and anger. Oh, now look at this. Let us go one by one with the second line. Then we'll come to first line. Nirashihi. Asha, generally. That means expectations. There is a confusion all over India. They say, if you expect, you are into trouble. Act without expectations. This nobody can do. And Lord Krishna himself cannot do and did not do. He very loudly said, I also do with expectation. And then, how can he advise Arjuna to act without expectation? He said, when do I take avatara? He said, Paritranaya sadhunam, all of us know, Vinashaya chaduskrutam, Dharma samsthapanarthaya, sambhavami. Before he starts from Vaikuntha, before he sets his GPS to Goloka, he has an agenda. He expects what? Dharma samsthapana. He wants dharma to be established. With that expectation only he came. And he says, Vinashaya chadushkrutam, I want to kill Dushkari. Pap is to kill. That is an expectation. And to meet with that expectation, for that expectation to come true, he assumes the body. Why did he come as Narasimha, that half lion and half man? Because he expected to kill the demon Hiranyakashipu, who had a boon that you cannot be killed. Otherwise he would have come straight as Narayana or Vishnu and killed him. He himself expects. Nobody can. He himself said, I expect. And at the end of the Gita, he told Arjuna also, Kaschidetam sutam partha tvaya ekagrana chetasa Kaschidajnana sammoha pranashtaste dhananjaya. Oh Arjuna, did you listen this carefully? Is your delusion born out of ignorance which you told me in the beginning of the chapter over? Arjuna said, over. Then he stopped. Otherwise, there would have been 19 chapters of this. Sometimes children tell to some dad, some of the so-called perfectionist dad, so concerned dad, or even moms for the teenage daughter, they have so much of instruction. And these modern children, it has been proved, United Nations gave a report. They have, listen, this is true, 25% more IQ than our generation. They think, mothers think that when the father gives instruction, he thinks that son is like his mother. And when the mother gives instruction to daughter, she thinks she is born the father. So she wants to be born. And they form a habit of talking and talking and talking and talking. You just of the children. I understood. He doesn't want to listen. Tired of listening. He said, sorry, I'm going. Arjuna didn't say like that, okay? I understood. Now you please stop. Nothing you can do without expectation. When you come to class, you expect Swami to come, you expect Swamiji to talk, and you expect Swamiji to talk something sensible, useful to me. One, you expect me to teach. Suppose I start meditation. Then you start talking in between. We thought they will teach people this is meditation and I don't want meditation. Blah, blah, blah. Even when you sleep, you expect to wake up in the morning. Into bracket at the same place. Suppose an astrologer tells, आज का रात भारी है. Tonight is very heavy for you. Shani is at peak. If you sleep, you will sleep to death. Not only fellow will not sleep, his wife will not let him sleep. His children, this WhatsApp and all have this social media. It's really brought out a creativity. It finds, very interesting and funny. They say, why the wife asks for the same husband for 7 janmas? So that not to start from scratch and train that new idiot. This fellow is trained to obey and again start from again and it will be the same. So that we don't want to change. This man had a problem. They asked for 7th generation, we don't want. So they went with a petition to Narayana. Narayana said, okay, I will give an option. So Narayana amended the rule because rules are ever, Bhagavad Kailas. The amendment is that, okay, you can have the same husband, but it is like Walmart, 1 + 1 free. Mother-in-law also will be same. When you sleep, you expect to wake up. You can't do. And Bhagavan says, Nirashihi nirmamaha. And this mamakara also is not something people say, give up minus. No mamakara. What is it? You cannot give up. You cannot talk, you cannot do any vyavahara without mamakara. How can you say? Can you say, you cannot say this. Suppose, Swamiji, where will you sit? I said, this is my chair. I think this chair belongs to this body. What is this body? This ashram? I would say this is my ashram. No. Mine is nothing. Bhagavan. Everything Bhagavan. Okay, don't sign the checks. Let me sign the... No, that I will do. That's the problem. Now what mamakara? People advise this without thinking, give up mamakara. Mamakara cannot be given. When you wake up and go to bathroom, at least you have to decide which is your brush. From there it starts. This is my brush, not mine brush. This is my bed, this is my house. Even Swami has to do, wise man has to do. He may not have ashram, he may live in kutia, but he will say, this is my kutia, this is my kamandalu, this is my mala, this is my kaupinam. Suppose he doesn't wear anything other than kaup, he has to say that. He goes with bhiksha, give me bhiksha, mamakara will be there. You know what is the difference? You cannot give up mamakara. Understand, I translated as giving up the ownership, sense of ownership. You may possess a thing, you may use a thing, nothing wrong in it, but ownership. Exactly like when you are traveling And suppose you have done e-check-in in a flight or a train, you say, and suppose you come to know a friend who is traveling with you and he will book the same flight, and you say, oh, come on, join, we'll have a nice time and we'll discuss about this issue and we'll go together. Then as a caution you tell, I have already web checked in, my seat is 24F, you please take 24E. And you say, my seat is 24F. That mamakara and this mamakara is different. Sense of ownership is not there. Having gone to the flight, you claim the seat. Yes, I have to use the seat. But when the flight lands, you don't carry the seat, it is mine. This minus is incidental. As long as I travel, I need the seat, therefore it is mine. So also during the travel of life journey, there are few things I need to have. And in this travel of life, I take upon myself to do some work, so I need some more things other than survival. Suppose I take up a project, I need a building, I need a car, I need something, money, whatever it is. But there is no ownership. Nirmamaha means Arjuna give up this sense of ownership. And when you give up this asha, when you give up this, then you will be free from jvara. What here it means? You see, ambitions do two things. Desires do two things. One, sometimes, see, first of all, please note there is nothing wrong in having ambition. Don't have ambition. This is another useless thing. Don't have desire. That itself is desire in your part. To advise somebody, you don't have desire. That means I have a desire that you don't have desire. You cannot. This is not the point. Ambition, let them have. But let it not get converted into greed. What is the difference between ambition and greed? Ambition, when one wants to fulfill by improper means, or the ambition which itself is improper, illegitimate, that is called greed. See, other day, I think in a previous camp I told you, there is no difference between devas and danavas. They are same. But one is most revered, others are most sensual. You know why? Why do I say there is no difference? Both want heaven. Devas also are after heaven. Danavas are also after heaven. That's all the bottom line of the whole Purana story is. Arjuna and Duryodhana were same. Arjuna wanted kingdom, Duryodhana wanted kingdom. Arjuna wanted that kingly power and the pleasure. Duryodhana also wanted. Arjuna wanted the fame and Duryodhana also wanted. This is the difference. Devatas want it through legitimate means. Danava want it through illegitimate means. End should be legitimate and means also should be legitimate. This ambition, whatever ambition you have, should be first a legitimate ambition, and as they say, end should not justify the means. Actually the means should be justifying the end. So I have a legitimate end in my mind, and I have I employ legitimate means to gain that end. There is nothing wrong with it. In fact, Bhagavan says, I am the Kama. This is the beauty of Hindu Dharma. Give up desire. He doesn't. He said this woman is a Shakti Devi. Similarly, Bhagavan says, I am Kama. Dharma viruddha bhutavishru kamosmi bharatasya. Oh Arjuna, I am the Kama. But which one? Dharma aviruddha. Legitimate. Arjuna and Duryodhana, in spite of the fact they both wanting the same end, Krishna stood by Arjuna because he wanted legitimate purpose. These fellows, like this saying, Var maro, kanya maro, whatever happens to other, give me. That is gone. I have a new proverb. Desh maro, praja maro, hamara Swiss bank ka khata baro. Anyway, forget it. I can't translate it in English. So don't expect me to do.
I do it.
The point is, whatever happens to the world, our modern politician, let the country and the subject go to hell. Let us have some money. So corrupt. That was a Duryodhana statement. Annecha bhavashuraha madarte takta jivita. He clearly says, I am interested in power. Whatever happens to others, I don't care. Arjuna says, I don't care for powers, I care for others. Coming back to this point, first when Lord says nirashihi, a desire or ambition, there's two things. It gets converted into greed when I start compromising. Secondly, the pressure of a desire, pressure of likes and dislikes, sort of obstructs me from doing what is to be done. Pressure to enjoy. I know I should be doing this, but I can't but do what I should not be doing. That is called nirashi. When Bhagavan says, give up the expectation, means perform the karma with viveka and make sure that you may not have such expectations which hinders, which obstructs, or which makes you not to do your duty. That is called nirashi. Today Arjuna was wanting to give up his karma. Duty. And what had this thought of taking sannyas? That is what he says, be nirashihi nirmamaha. And the first line is sanyasya adhyatma chetasa. Where we. This is what it is. What we discussed in the beginning. See, this second clause to the sentence. Sarva karmani sanyasya means something else. Sarva karmani mai sanyasya means something else. Give sannyasa. Sarva karma sannyasa means takes to lifestyle. Go to lifestyle, and when you adopt to lifestyle of a sannyasa, you are absolved from doing your duties. That's our tradition. Veda allows. And who can take to sannyasa? One who doesn't have desire. When you don't want anything from the world, you are exempted from giving to the world. Technically, when you don't have kamnas relatively, you are free from kartavyas. That's okay. So I take to sarva karma sannyasa, if Lord wanted to tell to Arjuna that mai would not be there. What does it mean by do all karma sannyasa into me? See, we know this word sannyasa. Grammatically, you have to see that etymological meaning. In Gujarati also, in Hindi also, Sanskrit also there. Earlier I told you all the words, 99% of the nouns are formed from the verbs. What is the noun? There is a second noun. We know the word nyasa. When I prefix I had Shila Nyasa. Shila Nyasa means laying the foundation stone. Stone is Shila. Nyasa, you put there. Correct? Sannyasa, very well putting in. Where? In me. Stone is a physical thing. Earth is a physical thing. I can put it. How do I put karma into Lord? Mai Bhagavan says is a Krishna. Suppose Krishna is holding with a basket, I can put something in it. But that too he says, put your action into me. Understand?
Yeah.
Mai, listen, and not one karma, all karmas. Mai sarvani karmani sanyas. Placing all actions unto me. Which means, first understand. Then placing you will understand. Bhagavan is not talking here, it is little improper to say, but to explain I will use this word, is not talking here as Mr. Krishna. I, the creator. Which creator? Which creation? Not a static but a dynamic creation. Always in a state of flux and moving and millions of laws working to sustain the creation. I as a niyanta, as a niyamaka, as a regulator, as per my laws, this creation is not only made, but it is sustained. Everything is sustained according to my laws. That means what? This is the ecology. When any event takes place in the external world, the scientists try to understand what caused this event. Even physical body. You having some leg pain or muscular pain or back pain or some sneezing, they know. They try to find out what is the cause. And they have a beautiful word. When they don't know the cause, they still claim we know the cause. Why? You have a viral fever. Viral means we don't know. But he will say, you go to doctor, what's the problem? You have viral fever. He will talk as if he knows, and the fellow believes also, I have viral problem. Viral means you don't know. They are working on the cause. Everything is caused as per the laws of the nature or the Lord, which is not nature not being separate from it. So the obtaining situation in my life is also caused by the same laws which are non-separate from the Lord. That means obtaining situation is sent to me by the Lord. And every situation warrants, every situation determines what is expected out of me in a given situation. I know. That means Bhagavan expects you to do this. What? Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa. That is where spirituality comes. I do what is to be done with an attitude that I am serving the Lord. This is what Lord wants me. I do as a servant of the Lord. Whatever is expected, like even in a company, the MD of the company or an officer of a company does what he or she is expected to do. What is expected is daily new situation arise and he has to respond. Managing director doesn't come and tell the departmental head, you do this every day morning, give him memo. He is told that you have to look after for purchase, full stop. And I want a growth in purchase, full stop. Every day you meet with different situations like driving. He has to respond to those situations. When he or she responds, he or she looks at whom? The boss. The boss. Will the boss be happy? Because he is interested after 31st March, that increment. Okay? That is what it is. So he does as a sevaka, servant of boss, servant of the institution. If I can look upon myself as a servant of the Lord who presents in terms of different situations, that is what He wants me to do. That is called Sarva Karma Sannyasa in the Lord. Living, responding in the awareness of Ishvara and the self-awareness of a sevaka. I am the sevak of the Lord. That means what? If that attitude is there, there is a sense of being blessed to do the things, not a grudge. Oh, I have these. You don't have. There is a grace. The Lord has put me and I do what is to be done. There is a utsaha. I am His servant. That is what Meera says. Mane chakar rakho ji, girdhari lala chakar. There is a famous bhajan by a devotee called Meera. He says, let me be your servant. And what will I do? I will do everything. Servant is the one who is willing to do everything. Therefore, there is a word in Sanskrit, kinkara. Kinkar bhava, they say. Kinkara bhava means kim na karoti iti kinkara. What he doesn't do, he to do anything. There's a beautiful description of an event. I read it happened in Gandhiji's life. One of the English newspapers men, his editor kept on telling Gandhiji, I want to surrender, you give up everything and work for the country. Gandhiji, knowing him, kept on postponing. He kept on telling and made it little emotional issue. So finally Gandhiji said, okay, come here for 15 days, stay and then we'll take a call. He came. He was a very good scholar in English, a very prolific writer, and the analysis was good. So he thought he had his own vision about how to help. First day, as usual, Gandhiji being what it is, he said, clean the toilet. This movement was started then. Narendra Modi other day said, I am just following Gandhiji. Swachhata Abhiyan and Congress Mukt Bharat. Both of them. He said very intelligently put it. So he was asked, a little grudge he did it. First day, second day same order, third day same order. Then fourth day he just lost himself. And with a high pitch started arguing. You don't know me, you should use me according to capability, blah blah something. Gandhiji said only one thing. I know you and I want you to use your capacities here. But I wanted you to convey, when you are surrendering to the nation, you should be willing to do anything and everything. That is total surrender. The grudge against the situation, the grudge against the people. And the fellow goes to temple, there is a prayer. Bhagavan, why me? Why me? Be happy. This is what it is. That is called surrendering karma to me. Please understand, this is another surrender. Glad acceptance of unpleasant situations. Glad acceptance of difficult situations. Problematic. So what? There is a grace in that, seeing that I am being blessed by this situation. That attitude is sarva karmani sannyasa. That is called surrender of all karmas. And then there will be no vijvaraha. Somehow, this is the problem of every samsara. Whenever some problem comes, whenever they meet with difficulty, and if it is too hot, they come to us. Swamiji, why me? They all say, I have not done anything that I deserve this. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this spouse. He also says the same thing. Yesterday he was here. I should have some better. That means what? Bhagavan has made mistake. That means these laws have mistake. No, I deserve this only. Whether I deserve this or not, I am happy to receive this. See, this is Karmayoga. In one word is prasad buddhi. Situation is not prasadam. Your attitude, if you see them as a gift of the God, is prasadam. Is it a sense, attitude of being blessed is same. Whether you go to Tirupati and get a big laddu, which is nothing but ball of calories, or diabetic and blood pressure patient, the heart should not smell it. By smelling the calorie portion, it is so rich laddu. Or you get a small laddu in our ashram. Or go to Badrinath and they get beaten rice, that all is steamed in that water pot, this packet of this half-cooked dal and all. Accept it, grace. Buddhi is a prasad. You see the giver, not the giver. When I live in the awareness of giver, I am happy. I see this in modern houses, These modern houses, especially these professionals and young couples, rich business, they have a board sort of thing, what they call it in a drawing room, some pin board they put. It's one of the new interior students' room. There is a children room pin board. The other day I saw pin board, one drawing, one potato, two ladies' fingers, one big potato and two another lady's finger. Such two pictures. And with some eyes and some human being. And that was written on the top. This is daddy, this is mom. Down below. Happy anniversary. It is not worthy for dustbin in his house. His dustbin is very costly. This piece of paper is useless. He doesn't mind in showing it off. Why? My daughter gave me. That's a problem. Why don't you see the giver than the given? My beloved has given me this situation. Adhyatma Chetasa. This is this. You cannot be a devotee. You cannot be a karma yogi unless you understand the Ishvara. Without Ishvara in your life, nobody can be. Which Ishvara? Not sitting there. Not sitting there. The Ishvara is abhinna nimitta upadana karana. The Ishvara that is revealed in Vedas, Upanishad, Gita, that awareness can make you karma yogi. Bhagavan says, Arjuna, you are on the path of sannyasa. This attitude will prepare you to life of sannyasa. Therefore, you just do sannyasa in me. In the secondary sense, you use the word sannyasa. Like this train. We have a train, Saurashtra train. It is not Saurashtra. Gujarat, the mail. But if you see these porters on the railway station, they say, Gujarat avi gyo, Gujarat has come. Gujarat is leaving. It is not Gujarat, it takes you to Gujarat. So this attitude takes you to sannyasa, lifestyle. Therefore be sannyasa. Because this attitude will neutralize your likes and dislikes. Will make you free from the holds of your likes and dislikes. Will make you, give you freedom from your enslavement of your own mind. That my values, I am slave of it. That will give you freedom. And that relative freedom will take you to absolute freedom. That is you yourself, nitya muktaha. Therefore he says, Mayi sanyasya adhyatma cheta. Adhyatma means awareness about the nature of the Lord, nature of the self. Then only fellow will become mumuksha. and awareness about the creation. We will see this further in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.